Tomajko, former SCG Tour Open champion with Blue-Red Gift Storm. He's 9-2. He's going through that phase right now where he's young and he wanted to bleach the hair. I've been there.
I was not that young when I did this.
I've been there. Did that when I was 17. My mom was so mad. Oh man.
Really?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
I did it. I bleached my hair when I was at a wrestling camp in Florida called the Disney Duels in high school. And so the rest of the team bleached their hair while they were there, and I was just like, let's do this.
Yeah, you're on board.
Yeah, and I came home and my hair was definitely not bleached. It was more orange.
Sure, it was just
yeah.
stained, as it were.
And she was, so as soon as I got home, I guess she had some brown hair dye. So she just took that to my hair, and I don't know if you knew this, but my hair is not brown. So after that was all said and done, she was just like, all right, we're just shaving your head. So,
yeah, it just got worse and worse.
Yeah, so I got a haircut, and then my hair grew back initially as like a dark yellow kind of, and then black hair grew underneath it,
Sure.
and that's my senior yearbook picture.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah, sure is. Sure is. That's right. It's perfect. No one's seen it. No one in the Magic community has seen it. And by the way, you can't find it. You can't find it. You can Google all you want. You can't find it.
Your mom doesn't have a copy of the yearbook at the house?
The yearbook's at home. That's it.
Yeah.
That's it. You try to bribe my mom, I guess.
Yeah, I was about to say, I just need to get in touch with Mama Phillips.
Here's a Blood Moon, which is definitely going to mess with Oliver's mana since he has a Spire Bluff Canal and a Steam Vents.
Yeah, that could be really good.
For Roman, he's just he's cycled a couple copies of Horror of the Broken Lands. That's really about it. So he doesn't have green mana here for a Violent Outburst. He'll cycle a Monstrous Caribid, though. Now he'll cycle a Street Wraith. Just found another copy of Blood Moon, as he'll untap. Now he'll draw.
And Oliver can win without an island.
Oh, yes, that's definitely true.
You know, if he has enough time here, just build up some ritual effects.
Are we going to do it the hard way? We're going to do it the hard way. Hardcast the Simian Spirit Guide. Okay. Oh. You're definitely right, and he can do this without an island because we can't forget about the card Metamorphose.
Yeah, he just drew one. So
yeah.
If he wants to play that now, he can get one of the cost reducers on the board.
Mm-hmm. Now, it is a little risky because you have to assume, I think, if you're Oliver, okay, well, I can definitely get a cost reducer on the battlefield, but then I'm playing a creature for Demonic Dread. Mm-hmm. But Roman just played a Simian Spirit Guide, so there will be a creature for Demonic Dread no matter what.
Yep.
So decisions. And empty the Warrens in hand for Oliver as well. Looks like he's going to discard. He'll discard and empty the Warrens. It's not about that this game, or this matchup, really, as they head back over to Roman.
Boom. Let's get this party started.
Yeah,
two shot.
Oh, we're going to do it again? Oh, okay. So we're going to play Karizev's Expertise and a Living End from hand.
We like this.
This is pretty awesome.
Yep, that's a newer card. We love seeing the newer cards in Modern.
So why I kind of like this is because I think I know what Oliver's going to do. So he's going to Manamorphose. Obviously, he's going to add some blue mana here. And now we might see a Remand. Yeah. I wasn't sure if he wanted to Gifts Ungiven for just 2 cards and get 2 cost reducers, put them in the graveyard and get him back to Living End or not. Well, instead, he's just going to Remand the Living End. And now he'll untap. He'll draw. Picked up a Sleight of Hand. He's still missing an island, though. No source of blue mana at this stage here for the Storm player because of that Blood Moon.
Yeah, and he's got a lot of blue cards in his hand, too.
Yeah.
So young Cedric Phillips was just all about the fashion, huh?
Is blonde hair being fashionable?
I don't know.
I think like every 17-year-old goes through the phase where they just like, I don't know, let's just dye my hair blonde.
I was probably about 10 when my mom took me to get a haircut.
Okay.
You know, I sit down in the chair.
First haircut at 10?
No, not first haircut. A haircut.
Okay.
First haircut. Yeah, I just have like
just a lot of hair at age 10. Okay.
Giant mop of hair. Yeah. But you know, I sit down in the chair and the barber's like, "What am I doing for you?" I look at him and I'm just like, a mohawk. He looks over at my mom.
What's your mom say?
She just shrugs and she's like, whatever he wants.
Okay. He's 10. Let him do his thing.
Yeah. I was the only kid in school with a mohawk.
It's a living end, everybody, off of a demonic dread targeting that Simian Spirit Guide.
Living end, that's lucky. It could have been anything.
Yeah. Running so good with that Cascade. So creatures are going to come back from the graveyard here. It looks like two Horror of the Broken Lands, a Monstrous Carabin, and a Street Wraith. Oliver discarded a Goblin Electromancer, so he gets to get that back. And now the million-dollar question is, can he somehow, some way go off here? He'll draw a card. He really needs blue mana. Island!
Ooh.
All right, all right.
Now he's got to go deep in the tank.
That's what he needed.
You know, a couple ritual effects, gifts ungiven.
Three mana. Gifts. All right, let's see what the young man wants to go grab.
It's got to be 3 rituals and Past in Flames here, right?
That's what I'm thinking, and that's what he's already gotten very quickly. Desperate Ritual, Pyretic Ritual, Manamorphose, Past in Flames. Looks like what he's going to grab. The blue cards are all basically useless at this point. He's already used his blue mana for the turn. Of course, if he's able to Manamorphose, he can get some blue mana. He's already played his land for the turn, the island that he top decked, so he's trying to work himself through this here. Blood Moon. And we'll see what 2 cards he's given.
Yeah, I mean, if Roman has Fairy Macabre here, definitely just going to put that Past in Flames in the graveyard and
eat it.
And eat it.
Yep. Also makes you wonder how familiar Roman is with playing against Storm in this situation, about how to split up these cards.
Sure, I think the right cards to give Oliver might not matter.
I think you definitely want to give him a Past in Flames, just because it's the most expensive.
Sure, give him one of the rituals.
Yeah, definitely never Manamorphose, ever.
Well, it might be Manamorphose here because it's only +1 mana.
As opposed to being +2?
Yeah.
Huh, okay.
Yep, and that's what he's going to do.
All right.
So that tells us Roman likely does not have a Fairy Macabre.
Here's Manamorphose for red-blue.
We see the Caleb Scherer Storm token.
Yep. Red-blue, spell 2, draw a card. Scalding Tar in the draw. That's a Pyretic Ritual. Here's a Past in Flames out of man. No, only costs 3.
Yep.
Yeah. It's not Pyretic Ritual. And Pyretic Ritual. And now mana's not going to be an issue. Nor will colors of mana. Draw a card. Apostle's Blessing.
Not great here.
Nope. Another Manamorphose. Draw a card. It gets to Desperate Ritual is definitely good. It's more red mana.
Yep, it'll be in a separate graveyard pile because he can't flash it back with Past in Flames.
Mm-hmm. This game, there's a Baral. I think this should be over. Here's a Desperate Ritual. I think he might splice onto it. Yeah. Because one thing that can happen here now is as long as Oliver's able to find one Grape Shot,
yep,
he should be good to go because he has a Remand in the graveyard, so he can Remand his own Grape Shot if he'd like to go that route.
Oh, you can cast the Past in Flames again, too.
That's all. There's also that. Time to gifts.
Yep, and this will find the Grape Shot that he needs.
Yep. Manamorphose, Gifts Ungiven, Grape Shot.
Yeah, I don't think it matters what cards he finds here.
He's going to find one more. was thinking Pyretic Ritual, perhaps.
Yeah, more mana never hurt.
Well, perhaps it'll be a desperate one. I think it's going to be a Ritual, as he's going to consult his hand, however.
Sure. Desperate Ritual allows him to splice again if he wants to.
Ah, peer through depths, huh?
Also allows him to splice.
Yeah. That's fun. Pretty impressive little comeback here. All it took was a top deck island.
Yep. Then he went to town.
Yeah.
But that's one of the things. He had so many turns to just establish a hand. He wasn't sculpting per se because he didn't have the blue sources. But the blue-red Gift Storm deck just needs the proper quantity of cards. Anytime you start them with 3 lands in play and 7 cards in their hand to start the turn, they're going to have a pretty good shot of going off.
Yeah.
And he's being very careful to keep a separate graveyard here.
As he should. Metamorphose. Spell 12 will draw Oliver a card, net on a little bit of mana. Baral, Chief of Compliance, the draw. He's already got one of those on the battlefield, though, so extra copies are a touch redundant. Here's a Peer Through Depths. Going to cost a single blue, but going to splice onto it. So now he'll be up some mana and a Resolve Peer. Take a look at the top 5.
More mana.
Yeah, Pyretic Ritual will go to the grip.
And Roman's just sitting over there.
Oh, he's F6, as they say.
Yeah.
What is it, F8? I don't know. 6, 3, 2 on Magic Online. There's so many buttons.
Yeah, I mean, I just keep smashing the keyboard until it won't let me do anything anymore.
Nice. Nice. Past in Flames, little rebuy. This will be spell number 6, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16.
Yeah, the Grape Shot's lethal now. He can cast a few more spells if he wants to.
Like this Metamorphose?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Get a little more camera time.
Oh, yeah. Draw a card.
Just showing off.
Another Grape Shot.
Ooh, more mana.
Gonna cast more manas.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah. Just to make sure he's playing around Mana Leak.
Yeah. What are you at, 17? All right, deal you 45.
Yeah. Peer Through Depths. Found a Remand and another Peer Through Depths.
Yep, he already has access to the Remand in his graveyard.
Mm-hmm. And Grape Shot you. And we're all done here. Oliver Tomajko's going to win game number 1 here over Roman Fedkowskyj. As Blue-Red Gift Storm is up a game here over Living End. Blood Moon almost stole that one, but it wasn't quite good enough. To the sideboards we'll go. We'll start with our Living End player, and there's 3 Ingot Chewers, 3 Shriek Maws, 3 Gnaw to the Bone, 2 Fulminary Mage, 2 Slaughter Games, and 2 Beasts Within. Craig, we could see a little Slaughter Games action.
Yeah,
here.
Slaughter Games would be great here. The first one can take, Grape Shot if he wants to. The second one can finish things up by taking Empty the Warrens, and then it's real hard for the Storm player to win. So I'm definitely interested in those. Shriek Maw are kind of interesting. It's nice to kill their mana reducers, and that's a clean way to do it. So I can see those come in, and maybe even these Fulminator Mages just to jam up his opponent for a turn.
On the other side of things here for Oliver, you got 3 Lightning Bolts, 2 Dispels, 2 Blood Moons of his own, 2 Empty the Warrens, a Pieces to the Puzzle, an Echoing Truth, a Vandal Blast, a Shattering Spree, and a Pyroclasm.
And a Swan Song.
Did I miss that Swan Song?
I think that's...
I did. I missed it. You're right.
That's an important one here.
Okay. My bad. Yeah, I guess it does kind of Living End, doesn't it?
I like that card. I don't like many of these other cards. It's very possible that Oliver wants, one more Empty of the Warrens to make sure that he has diversified threats to kill his opponent with. But a lot of these cards are not great in this matchup. The Dispels are not going to do what he wants to do in this matchup. So, I would keep the deck very similar. We already went over how we think this matchup is going to play out, and I think the first game was very representative of that. The Living End player put the Blood Moon on the board. It jammed up Oliver for a few turns, but the Living End deck just took a little too long to resolve the Living End, get his cards in play. And after that happened, Oliver had more than enough time, build up a huge hand, and go off from there.
Well, and those are the options there for both players. And they will shuffle up pretty quickly here and get ready here for game number 2. While they do that, we're going to talk about one of our favorite promotions. It's Star City Games Game Nights. Every week in August, Puggernaut will be available, pins and tokens. But it's these next couple of months that I'm excited about. In September, we've got Smell Snare. That is, of course, a riff off of Spell Snare. And then in the month of October, ooh, it's a Vampire Night Fox.
Way to sell that one.
Play off of Vampire Nighthawk. Exclusive pins and tokens all October long. Go to starcitygames.com/game night for more information. And for our store and tournament organizers, make sure you do contact your starcitygames.com in-store play representative, in-store programs representative, excuse me. They'll get you all set up here for the months of August, September, and October. We're underway here now in game number 2. We'll see a little cycling action here for Roman. A Desert Ceradon. Now Street Wraith will be cycled. Roman is going to fall down to 18. Let's make it 16.
Yeah, he's doing this before he even untaps.
Yeah.
These things are getting in the graveyard now.
Now he'll draw. Play a Bloodstained Mire.
And this wouldn't be a bad time to just, if he can, cascade into a Living End and just get 3 threats on the board.
Yeah, he's got, like I mentioned at the top, a pretty quick version of this deck where he can Living End on turn number 2 thanks to Simian Spirit Guide. I think he does have a copy of Violent Outburst in hand. So if he's got the opportunity, I'd really take it here to get Desert Ceradon and 2 Street Wraiths on the battlefield and just try to clock Oliver as fast as possible.
Yeah.
Now, there is also this kind of sub thing, right, where the reason he's thinking about this is, okay, I could bring these back right now, or I could wait, but if I wait, I have to worry about Remand. But if you play Electromancer or a Brawl, I get to get you really good.
Yeah, yep. That would be pretty sweet, tagging one of those creatures, but as it stands right now, it's just a 2-turn clock.
True. Very true.
I like putting the pressure on the opponent right now.
Just to have it all. Here's Simian Spirit Guide. There is Violent Outburst. We'll see a Cascade here in the Living End.
Yeah, you need a turn 2 cost reducer, and turn 3, you're going to have to be able to win the game.
Yeah, you got to have it all.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we'll turn over a couple of cards here, Will Roman.
Let's see what he's going to hit.
It really could be anything. Except for Hypergenesis. I wouldn't hit that. That'd be a bad idea. There goes one of those Slaughter games. And there is a Living End. So he'll shuffle these cards, place them on the bottom of his deck here in just a moment. And now Living End is going to resolve. Street Wraith ×2, Desert Ceradon ×1. They're on the battlefield. Oliver better have the perfect hand.
Yeah, needs the cost reducer here. Needs to go off next turn.
Mm-hmm.
And all of this is, you know, also putting Roman on no cards.
Because he's still got plenty of cards in his hand.
Yeah, if he has a Shriek Maw, if he's got a Fairy Macabre, like he's still going to be able to break it up.
There's a Polluted Delta just a passing the turn, so not much going on here for Tomajko. That's an attack for 12, folks.
A little bit.
Yeah. Big follow-up. Cycle Horror of the Broken Lands. Blood Moon, the draw. Cycle Desert Ceradon, the draw now. Didn't get a great look. May have been a Fairy Macabre, though. Pass that turn back over to Tomajko. He'll sacrifice Polluted Delta. Going to fall down to at least 7, potentially 5.
This is it. Well, and it's not very often that the Living End deck can, you know, resolve the Living End on turn 2 and then have a turn 2 clock on the board. So this is quite the start for Roman.
Yeah. No, we're all done. Metamorphose, that's Oliver nothing, and just like that, it's more or less a turn 2 kill there for Roman Fedkowskyj, who does tie things up here against Oliver Tomajko. Living End, Blue-Red Gift Storm, getting ready here for game number 3. Well, I would say does anything change, but I really don't think so. You know, it's not like Oliver saw anything there outside of, I guess, the Slaughter games.
He did get to see the Slaughter games.
Yeah.
So I don't know if he'll change his deck, but it might change the way he plays just a little bit.
Yeah, I mean a touch, but he's already just he's already pile shuffling. Yeah, he's just, I think, good to go.
Yeah, it's just something for him to keep in mind going into game 3 here. you know, he's going to be on the play. And like I said, normally the living end deck isn't going to have a turn 2 like that, where they've got 12 power or whatever. 600. Yeah, 12 power on the board on turn 2.
Yeah. Not always going to be the case. So these players are going to shuffle up very quickly. And that means we are going to move along very quickly to the Jolly Rover, our newest playmat here on the StarCityGames.com pre-release playmat program. If you're going to be playing in a pre-release for Ixalan in September, make sure your store has this bad boy.
Say hello to the newest member of the StarCityGames.com pre-release exclusive creature collection, the Jolly Rover. Illustrated by fan favorite Andrea Radek, this motley crew is ready to set sail. Want this limited edition playmat at your pre-release? Have your local store contact StarCityGames.com by August 7th to get signed up. Visit go.starcitygames.com/pre-release to learn how to make your pre-release brave the unknown with the Jolly Rover.
August 7th is tomorrow, folks. So make sure you do have your local game store, your LGS. Get in touch with StarCityGames.com. Get signed up for the Jolly Rover so that your Ixalan pre-release can be awesome.
Yeah, get the pirate pup. Arr. And his plundering pals.
Arr.
And yar people.
Arr.
I'm all about yarring people.
I know you are. That's your thing. That's your wheelhouse right there.
I got a couple of things going on, but that's definitely one of them.
That's one of them? Okay. Noted. A basic island off of polluted Delta here for Oliver is how we're going to start game number 3 of round 12. Now he'll play a Serum Vision, so he'll draw a card, and let's see where these scribes are going to go. So he picked up a copy of Goblin Electromancer. It's a Gifts Ungiven and a Desperate Ritual. Both those cards are really good.
Yeah, as long as Oliver has some lands in his hand, I expect those both to stay on top of the deck.
And both of those cards will stay on top. Blood Moon appears to be the draw there for Roman. He'll play a Copperline Gorge to simply pass the turn back. Oliver will pick up a copy of Desperate Ritual.
And it's kind of funny. We're in game 3 here, and the only interaction we've seen in this match, a Blood Moon, if you can call it that.
Which I don't.
And a Remand.
Yeah, that's it.
That's it. These two decks just each kind of get to do what they want to do, and one of them's going to win.
Yeah. And that may mean that the play is vital. And Oliver's on the play here for game number 3. This is a Steam Vents. That is a Goblin Electromancer. And Roman will cycle.
I thought a Lightning Bolt was coming.
Yeah. Cycles a copy of Desert Ceradon. Fedkowskyj will prepare to take his second turn here. He's taking a long look at the grip. He'll sacrifice a Verdant Catacombs.
And hopefully he's got a way to get this Electromancer off the board, or the game might just be over. Get that thing. I want to see more magic.
Well, he is going to get that thing.
Okay.
It's a Demonic Dread that's been powered out thanks to Simian Spirit Guide. Little cascade action here. Of course, he'll find a living end here as he goes. But that will also bring back a Desert Ceradon, which means that Roman also has a clock.
You're sure it's a living end?
I'm feeling pretty good about that.
Yeah, you're clairvoyant?
Clairvoyant Cedric, yes. It's one of my nicknames. Not to be confused with Clairvoyant Bill. So many Blood Moons. So many Desert Ceradons. So few living ends.
We get to see the whole deck.
We sure do. There you are. Shuffle those up.
Yeah, often you'll see just a light shuffle because the bottom, a couple cards of the deck don't really matter a whole lot. But when you turn over 2/3 of the deck or more, got to give it a pretty good shuffle.
Got to get that info, too. Had to go through 37 cards to find a living end, but he found one.
Yeah, average amount, right?
Yeah, but he found one. All right, Desert Ceradon, come on back. Electromancer goes to the graveyard, and we're going to head back over to Oliver Tomajko. He'll draw a card. Let's see if he can overcome the fact that he's lost one of his cost reducers.
I like his chances.
Well, the clock isn't as fast as it was the previous game. That's for sure. Here is a Serum Visions. Draw. Picked up another Electromancer. Grape Shot and Island are the cards he's looking at now.
Don't like those.
Craig wants to put him to the bottom. Says, get him out of here.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're gone. Dunzo.
And I like this. It's not the usual way you put pressure on your opponent, but I would say that Oliver's putting pressure on his opponent by just casting these cost reducers every turn.
Well, this whole living end plan now, you know, if he living ends again, there's always going to be an Electromancer on the battlefield.
Yep.
There will always be a cost reducer because he's got one in the graveyard and one on the battlefield. So they'll just flip-flop, basically. And
Sure.
as long as he's got one.
Shriekmaw can still take it out.
That's true. If Shriekmaw's come in and he has one, then that will take care of it.
Or, I mean, who knows? Maybe Oliver just has a blocker for a turn.
Oh, okay. Just a quick jump block? Little speed bump?
Yeah, preserve the life total.
Okay, maybe that's it. That's it. We could see Roman go to the Blood Moon, but I don't think it'll be particularly good. 2 basic islands and a Steam Fence over there means Oliver's not really going to have issues playing spells like he may have in game number 1 until he top deck that island.
Yeah, I can't imagine casting a Blood Moon here.
So for now, Desert Ceradon in. That's a Blood Crypt. And right now, Roman's hand not all that great, so Tomajko's going to untap. He'll draw, and it's showtime here for our Storm players who picked up a copy of Desperate Ritual.
It's possible that Roman just did not bring the Shriekmaws in. If he did bring them in, I'm surprised that he did not cycle a card there on his main phase.
Try to find one?
Try to find one, yeah. But we don't have perfect information about his hand, so it's very possible he's set up with a different play that he wants to make.
That's a mountain off of that Scalding Tarn. Tomajko's going to fall down to 10. And you can see his hand, triple Ritual, Gifts Ungiven. And it feels like it's go time to me, folks. Here's Pyretic Ritual, spell number 1 of the turn. Time to get out these little counters. So we know exactly how many spells he's played and how much mana he has.
Or some of the mana that he... There we go.
There it is. Desperate Ritual Splice. That's spell 2. One of those will go to the graveyard. Will we see another Desperate Ritual, or will he Gifts first?
I would expect him to Gifts first. If he chooses to search up another arcane spell, he can splice again if he wants to.
Well, it's not a Desperate Ritual now. That's spell 3. That's 8 red mana.
Yeah, probably the mana doesn't matter either way.
Yeah, I think he's got plenty now. That's spell 4. Gifts Ungiven resolves. And away we go. Searching his library for up to 4 cards with different names. And he'll reveal them. Target opponent chooses 2 of those cards. Put the chosen cards into your graveyard and the rest into your hand. So he gets 2 and he loses 2. But in reality, he gets 4.
Yeah. Yeah, when you're tutoring up Past in Flames, you get everything.
I see a Past in Flames, a Desperate Ritual, Manamorphose, and another copy of Gifts Ungiven. Technical difficulties.
I guess so.
That's what I call those. So we're gonna bring it back to us.
Jump back here.
Yeah. Hey, how are you? small little camera issue there that one of our SCG Tour teammates is running down there right now to fix. So what it looks like to me, Craig, even though I can't see anything, is Oliver Tomajko is in a pretty good spot.
Yeah, it looked like he had all the pieces.
Yeah.
Barring some pretty spectacular cards out of his opponent's hand. Yeah, I think he's just going to close out that turn right there.
Yeah, I think, you know, a Gifts Ungiven might be given, Past in Flames, all that stuff. Let's go back down because that problem is fixed. There we go. See how quick? Bang.
Bang.
Lightning fast.
Yeah.
Take care of that for our wonderful viewers at home. Manamorphose and a Desperate Ritual were the hands that were the cards, excuse me, that were given. Now Past in Flames, it looks like, has been recast. And now there's Manamorphose. Yeah. Looks like he's holding priority on the flashback, which is actually a pretty smart play, because what that will allow him to do is cast Manamorphose. Oh, hold on a moment. Cycle Monstrous Carabid. Yeah, okay. So this is Roman wanting to respond here to the Manamorphose. Okay. That's why you saw the abrupt stop.
Sure, he wants to do it while he knows all the cards in his opponent's hand.
Yeah. He's looking for a Fairy Macabre, obviously. All right. So now Manamorphose will resolve. Again, Oliver is holding priority here while doing this. So now that when Past in Flames does resolve, Manamorphose will actually be in the graveyard as well. Because if he were to, as an example, say, cast Manamorphose first before playing flashing back Past in Flames, Fairy Macabre could take care of the Past in Flames.
Yeah, his opponent would get priority.
Yeah, so it's actually a really smart play there by the youngster. Now here's Desperate Ritual, splicing on a Desperate Ritual. And this is going to look a lot like game number 1 if you were with us for that.
Yep, mana for days.
Yep. And here's another Desperate Ritual with a little splice action. Tomajko going to keep this train right on rolling now. Here's Manamorphose. That'll generate mana and colors.
And Storm.
Mm-hmm. We're up to 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 spells. Now it's all about finding the old grape shots.
Yeah, he's access to multiple Gifts Ungiven here, so he's going to be just fine.
Here is a Gifts Ungiven. Spell 11. And we'll see again what piles he wants to get. Grape Shot is 1.
Another Past in Flames, maybe.
Well, perhaps. Peer Through Depths is 2. Manamorphose is 3. And looks like Desperate Ritual may be number 4. There are the 4 cards he'll pass along. And as you can see, Roman knows that he's in some serious trouble here. That's a Serum Vision, Scry. After drawing, picked up a copy of Swan Song, Baral, Scalding Tarn. Those go to the bottom. Here's Manamorphose. And draw. Picked up a Delta. Oliver looks like he might be having a little difficulty closing it out.
Yeah, I think as long as he has another Past in Flames in his deck, that, you know, the other Gifts Ungiven will go get it, and he'll be just fine.
Desperate Ritual, splicing on a Desperate Ritual means that we've got 14 spells. This will be a 15th spell.
Yeah, tons of mana still.
Now he'll cast another Gifts Ungiven. This will be spell 16. Like you mentioned, tons of mana. That's not the problem, and everything is so gosh darn cheap.
There it is.
Past in Flames.
Yeah, I
Number
think he
2.
just took the slightly longer way to get to where he was going here.
Okay. I guess because he has so much mana, so many cards, on all that good stuff, he can just play it pretty conservative.
Yeah.
Make sure nothing goes wrong here. Time's certainly not a factor either here for Oliver. And Roman, no matter how you split him, it's going to be pretty bad news, my friend. Past in Flames and Peer Through Depths are going to go to the graveyard. Now he'll recast Past in Flames very quickly. Will Oliver.
It's a lot of dice on the board there.
Yeah, he's going to hold priority while he does it. Once again, a play that we saw earlier in the turn. By casting a Manamorphose. And now he'll keep adding some mana and drawing some cards.
Yeah, not a lot to be afraid of here.
Seems tough to be afraid of much of anything. And that's a grape shot, and that is going to do it. Oliver Tomajko going to win this game and match here over Roman Fedkowskyj. 2 games to 1. Blue Art Giftstorm will take care of Living End. And for the Bleached